Uh-huh.
Oh, my Lord. Here we go. All right. Everybody pop off.
If you remember what you did. You just have to wait.
No, I don't know what the hell happened.
Uh-huh.
Off. Okay, ladies, this is what I need you to do.
You just have to wait.
No, I don't know what the hell happened.
Uh-huh.
Oh, somebody's got me. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, ladies, this is what I need you to do.
You just have to wait.
No, I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Somebody's got me. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, ladies, this is what I need you to do. Okay, hi, Wendy. No, I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Somebody's got me. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, ladies, this is what I need you to do. Okay, hi, Wendy.
Anyhow, they're not streaming.
Oh, that's right, they aren't. Okay, so I can't hear myself or you guys. I've turned off the loop so that I can hopefully hear you guys and you guys can hear me. I don't know how many people we're missing at this point, so we're just going to keep talking for a few minutes.
Right.
Excuse me. We had a horrible time. We did this yesterday completely. We went through the entire setup and we had 42 people in there watching away at what we were doing, and it was going great. Today I came in, we actually didn't even close down the program so that we would be able to be here and be able to go live today without any issues. Well, guess what? The best laid plans of mice and men, and they just didn't work out. Oh, good. Wendy can hear me. Hi, Frida. How are you today? Frida was on with us yesterday, too. Debbie, are you still there? And Carol and Maria? I have no clue if you guys are still there or not. This is a live chat, and it's not the link that I sent you guys, so I'm concerned that I've got people still trying to get into the other link. I've got both of my daughters helping, two of them. Tracy's here with me in the studio. Say hi, Trace.
Hi.
And Lindsay is there online at her house doing the chat room. So just let me make sure that she has me. And then once I know that she's got me, we can get things started. I have a feeling that what's happened is there's a group of people that are sitting over in the chat that was set up with the bowl, showing the bowl. And then I think there's us that are over here in this live feed. So I think that's part of what's going on. Lindsay says she's got me. Lindsay, can you just say hi in the chat so that I know that you're there? And we're now getting up to 20 people, or 26. So we're getting there, which really makes me happy. Okay, I've got my cotton clothesline, so I wanted you guys all to see that. And all this is 100% cotton clothesline rope. You pay about... Clothesline, so I wanted you guys all to see that. Sorry, Tracy started my computer too. 100% cotton clothesline rope. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this. I've never tried to do it with the polyester cotton rope. I just haven't tried it. I've always been told that you need 100% cotton. So maybe you can use the ones with the polyester. I just truthfully do not know. Okay, so this is this one. my poor husband, he came running in here trying to help, and I feel horrible for him because here I am making him run around trying to make this all work for me. So this is the clothesline rope that we're going to use, and I have already cut up strips for it. But before I do that, I want to show you guys a couple of things. This last week, I got 2 planners that have to do with quilting, and I wanted you guys to see them. This is the first one. It's Scrappy Project Planner. My husband said I'm yelling again. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the second one. It's called the Quilter's Planner. Now, the Quilter's Planner, I can't remember who it's designed by. Oh, by Stephanie Palmer, who's the late night quilter. I'll show you a picture of her. That's Stephanie Palmer. And it is a really nice planner, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. Do you guys care about this? I hope you do. Anyhow, this is the inside of the planner. That's what a week looks like. And there are, just the typical planner day things with notes and all that kind of stuff. Every page does have either, I'm trying to see for certain, it has a block. So see, it's got a quilt block, and then it's got a suggested quilting pattern. So this is what's in there. And that's on every single page. And there's, it's done by the week. It's not a day planner, it's a week planner. And that part's really cool, but it didn't do a whole lot for me. And maybe that was because I am a long arm quilter and I see quilting patterns all the time. In the very, very back of it is all different patterns in all the instructions to make them. And then there's also a tab with projects. The projects pages I like. I hope you can see them. Those are the pages. I can't even see. Oh, there they are. Oh, there you guys are. Now I can see you. Now I can see you guys. I feel so much better. Okay. So these are the planning pages, I think. Projects at a glance. This page I really, really liked. Now the last page, or the last, is a reference group. And in the reference group, it does have a lot of nice reference type things. It is pretty. That part's nice. And then in the very, very back, it's got graph paper, which is beyond cool. That's really, really nice. I liked it. It was nice. But those of you who have been following me for a while, I love my Erin Condren planner, to the point that both Tracy and Lindsay now own an Erin Condren planner because they are really nice planners. And I don't want to give up my Erin Condren. I just wanted some kind of a planner to put all of my designs together. Right now they're in a notebook. In fact, the notebook sits just on the other side of my sewing machine. And so they're in there because when I go about designing a quilt, I design the quilt, then I got to take it all apart and figure out the block sizes. Then I got to figure out all the math of what it takes to make the quilt and whether or not I can do it in a fat quarter for our group or what it is. Erin Condren. Tracy, can you type her website into the notes for you? It's www.erincondren.com. And actually, if you go into one of my older videos, down at the bottom where the links are, you'll see a link there. If you go there, you can get a $10 off coupon, and I also get credit. So it would be great if you guys would go do it. You do not have to. But I would love it because why not get $10 off for you and $10 for me? Hi, Joan from Nashville and Jennifer Farish. Thank you so much. Yes, it's Erin Condren. But if you get a chance, go out and grab my link. You get a $10 coupon and I get a credit for it. So that would be nice. Hi, Deb. And hi, Debbie. Oh, I'm glad the sound is good. Oh, Erin Condren is ErinCondren. Okay, so that you can go look at her. Now, this is the other planner I bought. This one I'm going to use. I like it. This one is by It's So Emma, who I believe is Lori Holt. Am I right, guys? That it's Lori Holt? Inside, you know, the beautiful pink. I love pink, guys. Well, can't you tell I'm in a pink studio? And the very first tab, I'm sorry, it's got a table of contents that's really nice. And then the next one is my project planner. And on the front of it is the list of projects. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to have one of these that list the projects that I want to do on YouTube on the very first page. And then have a totally separate book that lists all the projects that I have done so that I can get into it and keep record and keep track of what it is that I've done. Like I said, right now I'm just doing it in a 3-ring binder and it's not real cute and I like cute. So I figure with life we all deserve cute. Inside of here, I'm going to show you the page first. This page has the project name. It goes across the top. Then the quilt size, start date, and finish date. And for some of that, it should be start year, or for some of us, I should say, should be start year and end year, because we all have them that have been going, at least I think we do, a couple of years. The size, the block size, the number of blocks, and if it's for somebody, then down here is a great supply list. Every once in a while, you guys will email me and say, well, you know, this that you used in that video, well, some of these videos I did a long time ago, so I don't remember what was in that. Yes, it's a scrappy, Angela, it's a scrappy project planner, and it's wonderful. Okay? And then, so there's your supplies list. So this would be great for me as a reference book for the quilts that I've designed. And then it has a sketch and a notes. Perfect for me. So that's the first section, and there are a lot of pages. They did a fantastic job of doing this one. Now the next is a weekly planner. And like I said, I have my Erin Condren, so I really, I don't care about this part. What I'm probably going to do is remove it directly from. But for those of you that like it, you can use it any year because you can see it's not dated. So you can use any year you want to. It has checks to check off what it is that you're doing. And at the top, it has the months so that you can just circle what month you're in and then use it. So that part's nice because it doesn't matter. You could start with this planner in March and it would still work out really good for you and you'd have a full year. Then on the next page or the next tab is tips in organization. So it has all different ways that you can organize things. Lori does a lot in baskets, so that's a nice idea. Let me see if I can get the page open for you. And let's see. It shows you how to do scrappy binding, shows you a quilt backing reference chart. I'm going to see a quilted cover for mine. Be great if you can do a tutorial. Oh, okay. All right, I have looked at quilted covers for my binders. And then at the back is just a whole bunch of different quilts and blocks again, so they can tell you different things. And then the way back is some nice pretty pages just for notes. So, yeah, we started really late, guys. So anyhow, this is This is the Scrappy Project Planner, and I just love it. I'm so very happy with it. And it is Lori Holt from Being a Bonnet. And I believe Lori Holt, she designs for Moda. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, we'll take a look at it. It was really... Hi, Debbie. Where do you live? So this is the... One crafted... Oh, that's you. Oh, guys, I have to tell you, the one mama crafter is actually my daughter Tracy, who is here in the room with us. So watch the name Lindsay Leuwen and watch the one mama crafter, because they both are, well, Tracy's right here in the room with me, and Lindsay is watching from her home helping to get questions. And then if we miss a question, Lindsay is texting Tracy, who is then telling me, I missed a question. So, are you ready to start the clothesline bowl, or do you want to talk more? I don't know. Mom, are you there? Grandma, are you here? We can call her. I'm into that. I'll give my mom a call. My mom is the absolute...
Lindsay's trying to help her get in.
Oh. Oh, Lindsay just said she's helping on getting Grandma in. So Grandma will be there in a few minutes. There was a chance that my sister Jane... There!
Yeah,
Jane's in there. My sister Jane's in there. So if you see plain Jane, K1P1, that's my sister Jane. So, there we go. Here's the clothesline, and I'm going to try to get it open, and we're going to get it started. And they're not fun to get open, guys. Does anybody know what I'm doing wrong? Cindy, I love my team, too. We're missing just one of my sisters. The one sister that we're missing actually used to own a quilt shop. It was a fantastic quilt shop, but she decided that it was time to stay at home and just work part-time and just enjoy life and spend time with her grandchildren. So I've undone my thing. I have to stand up and push the camera down a little bit so that you can see my sewing machine better. And yes, I am in sweatpants and no makeup, and it's Sunday, and I'm playing in my sewing room. So I've got my scraps, and this is what we're going to do. I'm doing mine all this color because it's going to go in my kitchen. Okay? Either that or I'm going to give it away to somebody. I like to cut my strips a little bit wider than what most people have done it in the past. I've heard people cutting them at 1 inch. I've seen people cutting them at 1.5. I've seen them cut at 2. Whole bunch of different sizes. Now, one of the things I want, the strip is too, I look good without makeup. Well, it's a good thing that you're there and not right here with me. But thank you. This is a 2-inch strip, okay? When I've made the other ones, such as this one, I get a lot of frays on it because when I made it, I didn't fold my fabric in half and then put it on there, and I'll show you what I mean by that. In this one, let me see if I can get you the other one out. I guess I should have pulled them out ahead of time, but I didn't. In this one, the same thing. I just top stitched it, and I didn't cut the frayed edges or pink them or do anything fancy with them. I just put them on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this backwards. I know I'm going to be rolling it around, so I'm going to take this I'm going to roll it over like that. Then I'm going to fold this down. Can you see that? See if you can see that. So I fold that down. I'm going to fold it down again. All right. Now I can start twisting it around a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put a couple of pins right in the end of it, because when you start this out, you want it to be a little tight. And there's the reason you want it to be tight, if I can get it going here, is you really want it to go together pretty strong, okay? The hardest part of these is getting it started. I'm going to grab a pin and just kind of stick it in there. Somebody's in Dublin. How cool is that? You can see I've got shorter strips. I took my 4.5 inches, I took my strips that are 2 inches wide by 40 inches long, and I cut them in half so that I wasn't working with such huge pieces. Because this one is going in my house, I don't want any raw edges. So as I'm doing it, you can see I'm kind of folding it over, okay? And I'm just going to keep going right on down. And I'm just twisting it. That's it. I'm going to get it down quite a ways. And then once I get it down quite a ways, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to get it started. But every once in a while, I'm going to stick a pin in it. Just stick it down through the fabric and a little bit down through the rope. Okay? Here we go. We're still working at it. And you can see I'm going to create a mess in my rope. So that's now going onto the floor. And here we go. I'm just going to keep right on going and just twisting it around. And you can see I don't have any raw edges up there. All right. Here we go, twisting it around. You're coming in clear, but talking about issues with your husband and daughter. I don't have issues. Oh, from the very beginning. I'm sorry. We had a really tough time getting started today. And my husband came in and started helping me. Then I realized that I had the mic on YouTube, so it was reverberating and you guys were hearing double, which I'm sure wasn't fun, but that's what's going on. Does anybody know if my mom has gotten on yet?
Yes, she is.
Oh, hi, Mom. The ladies wanted to say hi to you. Everybody, they were so excited. Can you type in hi so that we know where you are? Oh, somebody. Thank you, Jennifer, for your help. She's helping Suzanne. Okay, so this is where I'm at. See, I just got this covered. I'm going to take my first pin out. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of roll it into a hook. See, I got it around. Just one. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? Hi, Margaret's mom. That's from Jennifer. Frida says, hi, Mom and family, Margaret. See how I've rolled it right around? That's all I'm doing is rolling it in a circle. All right? And I'm going to roll it one more time. Oh, I got to get it tighter than that. All right. This is where I'm at. Now I'm going to put it on my sewing machine. But before I do that, I'm going to stick some pins through it. If I can get them in there. And what the pins are doing is just holding it together for me a little bit so that it works, you know, so that it doesn't come all apart. All right? Hi, Jackie. Hey, everybody. Jackie's here from Alaska. She's on there. If you can see the Jacqueline Cropper in where she says, hi, Graham, that's That's the daughter that's in Alaska. Ugh. Everybody's saying hi to Grandma. Okay, I have to thread my machine. So let's see, where am I at, guys? We gotta start over again. I wound actually 2 bobbins of thread because this does take a lot of thread, and so I did get some extra wound because I just didn't want to take a chance of running out while we were doing this. Okay, come on, Margaret, get that through. The thread I'm using is Aurifil, and the number is 2370. And Aurifil is really the thread that I use just about all the time. I really like my Aurifil. So here we go. I'm getting it threaded. Takes me a minute to do things, ladies. I'm not super fast. I'm so glad you guys are all talking. Maybe that means I shouldn't talk. My Tracy is just sitting here to the right of me, and she's not saying a word. She's got the cutest pink headphones in her ears, and she's just sitting there. Huh?
They're Natalie's.
Oh, she's got Natalie's headphones. Oh, it's getting hot in Texas. Hi, Jackie, from me in England. And my aunt Sue's on there too. Hey guys, my sister's on there too. Sue is the one that owned a quilt shop down in Watkins Glen, New York. And she does the most amazing bus tours that you've ever been on. She does, so if you live in like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, that area, she does, she takes all of us down into Manhattan. She does Quilters Take Manhattan. She's doing a keepsake quilting one so that you get on a bus and out the door you go. And oh, she just does amazing, amazing bus tours. All right, so what I'm working on right now is the base right down here of my bowl, okay? And I'm just starting it out like this. It's a little bit oblong because I don't want mine real square. I want it more oblong than square or round. So I'm going to stick it underneath my presser foot, and I'm just going to start zigzagging it. And I'm actually really just zigzagging the you-know-what out of it so that I can get it all put together. So here it goes underneath my presser foot. I'm going to put my presser foot down, and I'm going to change it to a zigzag stitch. I'm going to grab my thread because I don't have one of my mom's plugs under here. And I'm just going to start zigzagging. And this is really a lot of what this is all about. Leave your needle and needle down if you have needle down, because it's nice to be able to pick it up and just kind of turn it around a little bit. And I'm going to turn it again a little more. Okay, so here we go. I just pricked myself. Ouch.
What size zigzag?
What size zigzag? I have 1.5 by 3. I just left it at the standard that the sewing machine started it on. Didn't make any adjustments to it at all. Okay.
What size needle?
And I am using, I gotta look for my needles. Which one am I using? I am using the Superior Needles Top Stitch 8012. It's for piecing, applique, and sewing. Now, if I was going to use a heavier weight thread, I would take it to a heavier weight needle. But that's what I'm using this time, because that's what was on my machine. Okay, so I'm just sewing it around, and I'm going to stop the thread and show you what I've done so that you can really see it up close. You really do kind of make a mess out of the first couple, but you never see it later on, so it's like, okay. So any questions for all of us since you've got all of us here? I don't know that it helps if all the questions are in caps because a good brand of sewing chair. I got 2 people watching the questions, so I think we've got that covered. So I don't know that you have to put it in caps unless you want to, I guess. The chair covered, Sue, do you remember what brand they are? There's a brand that is sold a lot of times with the Bernina machines. Can you look underneath that chair, Tracy, and tell me what the brand is? Tracy's going to actually flip one of my sewing chairs over and look at it and tell you what the brand is. Because these are really comfortable chairs. I got these chairs secondhand from a quilt shop that was closing. Not my sister's, a different one. So,
It doesn't say that made in China.
It doesn't say what they are. I know if you go to Bernina's website or go into a Bernina dealer, I'm pretty certain that it's the same brand that Bernina does. I think that's what it is. Oh, from Louisiana, they went fishing this morning. Trudy, thank you for coming in fishing. It's neat. My husband loves to fish. It does go all the way through the cording. I know it doesn't look like it, but it does, and I'm going to show you. I'm taking it off now for a minute so I can show you what it looks like. See, I've got it it's just zigzag, top stitch zigzag. And what you are trying to do is you're trying to catch both sides of the cord when you do it, okay? So that's what you're doing. Now, I've got it at this point, and I'm actually going to kind of flatten it out a little bit because I want it more oval than I want it round. I don't know why, just because I figured I wanted it that shape. All right, so now I'm going to take my next thing. Got my next one. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it because I don't want all the raw edges. So I'm just going to fold mine down a little bit. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to unpin this one and I'm just going to start again. And let's see if I can get it in there right. There we go. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it underneath. Boy, it's really snowing here. I'm going to take it and put it underneath, and then I'm just going to keep right on rolling. Let's see if I can get it wrapped a little better. All right, there. Don't put it underneath if you're trying to hide the raw edges. You want it on top of the last one. I misspoke.
Using so the coil.
Well, that didn't work showing you guys. Look. Okay, so I'm taking the end of the first strip and I'm rolling it around. All right.
Okay, Wendy asked if you're using monofilament to sew the coil.
No, I'm using 100% cotton. No, just plain old cotton Aurifil thread is what I'm using. All right, so I'm going to take this, get it back on now. Like, can you see what I'm doing? I'm taking it. I guess I should have done it in a lighter color. Here's my new piece right here. Here's my old piece. I'm taking it. I'm putting it on. I'm going to reverse my pin. Don't put it in your mouth, Margaret. All right. And then I'm going to start wrapping again. Okay. And I'm going to stick a pin in there again just so that I've got it. Now, you could just sit at night in front of the television and wrap it and then take off into the sewing room the next day and just start twirling it. But I tend to, or start sewing it. I tend to wrap it, then sew it, wrap it, then sew it. And then that way you can just keep going. You don't have to stop. I figured the hardest, I thought that the hardest part of this whole project would be changing it so that it goes and shapes into a bowl. Hang on and I'll show you what you do just so that I can prepare you for what I'm gonna do.
Someone asked about sewing the strips together.
Sewing, you could, yeah, you could sew these all together, but to me this is like a real scrappy project. And it would be, I think you'd be kind of double doing it if you sewed it together first. Maybe you could glue it and then it would stay in there. And I'm fighting with it only because I don't want my raw edges to show this time. And if I was doing it like the other two that I did, I didn't care about the raw edges, so it went really, really fast. You need as much rope as you want. Okay, I missed that, Karen. Hang on, I gotta pin that so I can talk. You do as much as you want. So depending upon how big you want your bowl is how much clothesline you get. Mine is 100 yards. I made this bowl, which is pretty decent size, and this one, which is huge, out of one clothesline rope. So you can get quite a bit out of one. Right? A rug would be cool. I have wanted to do a rug, and I think that's when you would just keep adding and adding and adding to it. But I would love to do a rug from scraps out here. I think that's a wonderful idea. I would be in heaven to do that. So I've started it, so now I'm gonna put it back underneath there again because I got another strip. And I'm gonna put my presser foot down and I'm just going to start sewing again. And here we go, around and around and around. And if for some reason you went around and you don't feel like you caught the fabric enough, just sew over it again. No big deal. And you really don't see it because the whole thing is all zigzag. So you really don't see the fact if you missed a spot and you had to go back or whatever it is. And if you're thinking that your zigzag stitch isn't wide enough, then just widen your zigzag stitch. No big deal again. It's a pretty laid back process. It's not one that you really have to worry about. It's more one of those fun ones. Now see, I wanted an oval bowl, and at this point it's turning out more round than it is oval. Alright, I'm going to bring that piece out. Hopefully you can see. I want to stop and go back what I sewed already, so I'm kind of just moving it out of the way so that I can go back and do this again. So, that's what I'm doing. Does everybody that's in here know about the Facebook group that we started? We've got a Facebook group going over on Facebook, obviously, that is a quilt of the quarter. So every quarter we will be making a new quilt. The one that we're doing right now is called Olivia's quilt. And Trace, could you stand up and just turn the monitor that way so that they can see Olivia's quilt? Trace is going to turn the computer so that you can see it, and then she'll bring it back to me. Watch the power cord. We don't need to lose it. Oh, see my mess? See, you can see that it's snowing outside. We're getting quite the snowstorm. All right, now tilt it up. Let's not go much. See, there's my Olivia's quilt. That's what I've been working on. And if you And if you pop on over to Facebook and just search in the search engine at the top for Margaret Leuwen Quilting. I'm telling Tracy which way to move the camera. If you search for Margaret Leuwen Quilting, you'll find the group, and either Tracy, Lindsay, or I will add you to it. You should start a Twitter group also, and maybe an Instagram. How do I do an Instagram?
Hashtag Olivia's Quilt.
Oh, when you're on Instagram, ladies, please do hashtag Olivia's Quilt, and then that way you'll be able to go out and find all of them. And we're going to do that same thing in Facebook. Sorry, my brain just had a little hiccup. So we'll do that there too, so that everybody can see everybody's Olivia's quilts. There are some gorgeous ones in the Facebook group, just beautiful. And some of the women have started now showing their other quilts, and I just love it. Is that my great nephew Quentin that just said that? Oh, Mary doesn't do Facebook. Well, that's kind of, Mary, why I'm on both, because I know some people don't do Facebook, so that's why I do both. But somebody on here convinced me that it was time to start a Facebook group, so I did this year. I thought, okay, I'll do it. So I started it because I got some help from the kids, which helped. Sunit, hair covers. What are hair covers? What's the chair? Oh, chair covers. I do need to make chair covers. Bernita makes a great chair. Yes, so I think the kind that I have is the same brand that Bernina makes. I truly do. Bernina does, guys. They make a fantastic chair. It's really, really comfortable. I would not kid you about that. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad I'm on Facebook too. And like I said, both of my girls have been helping me. So that does help me a lot. And one of the biggest problems that I have though on Facebook is I don't always know when I haven't responded to somebody's question, because it gets lost in the feed. And I don't know what to do to make it better. So my daughters keep an eye on it for me, and when I've missed somebody's question, they come back and tell me, and then I can go answer it. But they both are on under their names. So a lot of you have talked to Lindsay already. Yeah. What Jennifer say? I missed it. I don't do Twitter or Instagram either. Hard to keep up with the accounts. I know, it's terrible to keep up with all of them. But one of the nice things about Instagram is if I post on Instagram, it does also feed over to Facebook, but I haven't figured out how to make it feed over to the Facebook group. The other day, I'm talking about this, Facebook and face this, and my daughter is at home laughing her head off at me because I was calling it FaceTime, not Facebook. Yeah, great, huh? All right, see, I had a little issue. That was where I put them together. So
Lindsay posted directions in the Facebook group on how to get the live chat on.
Somebody did?
Lindsay did.
Oh, Lindsay, thank you. Lindsay just said that she posted a link to get to this on Facebook. So for those...
And directions how to get the live chat.
Oh, and directions how to get the live chat so people could come join us here that couldn't find us. I still don't know what went wrong with the other one, but I guess at this point I'm going to stop worrying about it because I got you here. All right, here we go. Here's another one. I'm going to go ahead and do one more because I'm going to want to start turning it I'm going to make this one really small, and I'm going to start turning it so that you guys can actually see how to turn it. You're not going to believe how easy it is. All right. To me, my brain, I just have a hard time remembering which way I'm supposed to go. Any hints from my sisters? Dee Dee, quick Facebook tip. If you have an asterisk with the search above the bar, Margaret's Facebook page, it will display the Oh! Fantastic. Thank you, Dee Dee, because I didn't know that. Maybe now I'll be able to find him easier. So I do have a terrible time with that. Don't know why. I'm trying to be a good girl and not stick these pins in my mouth. Do you know how hard that is? Because I know we're not supposed to do that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Ouch. All right, any other questions for me? If you guys do go over to Instagram, well, actually, it posted on my personal Facebook page too, I think. Well, maybe it didn't. I got to check. I got one of the IKEA Raskog, one of these IKEA carts. See, this one? I got another one of them for in the house, and I put all my handwork in it this morning. I was so excited. So now, when I sit in the living room at night, I can do binding, or I can do wool work, or I can do hand stitching. Oh, let's try. That's a good question, Gail. Yes, it would work with Wonder Clips. That's why they're Wonder Clips. They're quite wonderful. There. I don't know if it would hold. Let me try where I put them together. Let's get rid of the pins. We're gonna try some more Wonder Clips here. I like my Wonder Clips too. I actually just ordered the large ones. They're in the house. I haven't brought them out to the studio yet. So there we go. Tracy, there's a long box over there on my cutting table that has my fabric in it. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, they are sold at Michael's? I didn't know that. I got a mess. I'm going to show you guys because you took the time on Sunday to come be with me while I sewed. I want to show you guys my fabric for my next Olivia's quilt. Or my next quilt of the quarter. I don't have a name for it yet. Hi, Carol. I'm glad you made it. Here we go. So here we go. We're getting there. Hang on. Okay, there we go. First I have to show you. These are my fabrics for my next quilt of the quarter. Aren't they gorgeous? I'm very, very excited about them. I'm going to, I think I'm going to end up using a white as my solid. I think. Either that or I may try to find this coral right here. I ordered one of the Moda Bella Solid color cards, and I want to see if that will match, either that or a grunge. So I'm very, very, very excited. This fabric is very modern, and it's just completely different from anything I've worked with before. So I'm thinking maybe that coral. Jane, what do you think? My sister Jane is the Wonder Clip storage. Do you want to know how I store my Wonder Clips?
like a tutorial on how to keep them,
How to keep them.
like a pin cushion or something.
Guys, you want to know how I do my wonder clips? Wait till you see this. I'm already doing it, how I do them. You ready? They sit on the corner, on the side of my basket. So I just clip them on there when I'm using them so that they're right there next to my sewing table. The name of this fabric is, and that's been a problem. I actually, if anybody knows anybody from Cotton and Steel, I emailed their marketing department, I think 3 weeks ago now, and I said I was using this group for my next project, and I needed little color samples to be able to drop it into the program. And I wanted to know if it was still available. No one has responded to me at all. I've gotten nothing. This is called Season 1 Promo Fat Quarter Box. So I don't know what grunge color. What's a grunge? Tracy, the yellow fabric over there, the bolt. Hang on, I actually have a brand new bolt. What is grunge? Casey, what was the, okay, Margaret, my mom, wait a minute, I missed that. Somebody tell me what Casey just said.
Not to, her mom said that if you don't fold the next strip fabric over, there won't be as much bulk because it's being hidden by.
Oh, it's being hidden underneath. You're right. Yeah, I should do that. Okay, this is Grunge by Moda. The name is Beyond. I mean, I understand. I don't understand why they named it what they did. And everybody goes, grunge? Well, it's really, really pretty. What it is, in Tracy, there's 3 more. There's a purple, a green, and a pink in the far right side of the closet. What it is it's a solid color that's not solid. It has, like this one has got orange in it. It's got a little bit of a gray brown. It's got a little bit of a white. It has all different colors in it, and it is beyond gorgeous. I'm telling Tracy where it is. Okay. It's folded over a hanger and it's up, and it's purples and greens, and right there's 3 of them, pink, purple, and green. So this is what it is. It is a great background color because it tends to go with so much. And here are the other ones. Here's the purple, and here's the pink, and the pink has got like a brownie gold. It's got a purple. It's got like a raspberry in it. Very, very, very pretty. And then this is the green. Beautiful, huh? Very, very pretty. I just love them. I just think they're the best. Yeah, they are really, really pretty. So we do love grunges. I just kind of wonder. I just kind of wonder why they named it grunge, because they say grunge and we kind of go, huh? But yeah, that's the grunge line, and they just came out with a whole bunch more of them. Can't remember how many more they just came out with, but they keep adding and adding and adding to that. But that's the grunge line, and this is. Do you remember when I showed you guys how to pleat fabric? This is going with that project. So I haven't gotten to that yet. Bernina is... Why Bernina versus other machines? When I went to look for a machine, one of the things that I didn't want was a sewing machine that had the... Yeah, Jackie, those fabrics are all Moda's. It's Moda's Grunge. So when I started looking for a sewing machine, I really, truly wanted something that was not made with plastic because I wanted it to last forever because I know how much I sew. And I looked all around, and I tested out a couple of different ones. My mom owned a Husqvarna at the time, so I'd sewn on hers. My daughter, what kind do you have, Tracy? Janome. My daughter has a Janome, and she's fairly happy with it. She does now like, I think, my Bernina a little bit better. It's just a metal workhorse. It does not stop working at all. It is a great machine. My mother had a Singer for years. My mom now prefers her Bernina to the Husqvarna. I don't even think she has the Husqvarna anymore. It just is a really, really great sewing machine. And believe you me, they don't pay me for any of that. They're just my machine. I have this one behind me. This one is actually for sale. A woman purchased it, and she wanted the next model up, so you can see it. It's a Bernina 830. She wanted the next model up, so she parked that here in hopes that I could maybe sell it for her, but I haven't gotten anybody to buy it yet. But it was a really, it's a nice machine, and I just really like my Berninas. So there's that. I'm sorry, you gotta go. Oh, you gotta go get groceries? Bye, Sue. Have fun. So here, I'm gonna keep going now. I want to take my pins out so that I don't poke myself anymore. Yeah, see, this is what happens when I do things like this. Now it's out. Okay, let's try this again. That is the nice part. You can just keep going, and you really don't have to worry too much. So I'm hoping my daughters are keeping up with. Grunge started out. Oh, Karen, thank you. Karen's, it says Casey on her name. She just explained to us that the Basic Gray, it started out as a scrapbooking, and Basic Gray now creates for Moda. They do some really beautiful fabrics, and that's how we'd gotten that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I love that we're all together figuring this stuff out. All right, so I'm going to try to get mine a little bit more oblong. I am going to increase the length of my stitch, or the width of my stitch a little bit, because I want it to get a little bit farther across. There we go. It helps if I put my presser foot down, doesn't it, ladies? All right, so now I'm starting to get a little bit more oblong like I want it. So it's getting there. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna have to still pin that a little bit. And what I'm doing with my pin is I'm just pushing it together a little bit so that it stays in really close to it, okay? And I'm about to drop it again because I want to go around and just make sure that I've got it good and tight. And I think I do, but we're going to make sure. I got a thread that I got to clip because it's going to get in my way and it's going to bother me. Here we go. I have the Artista 165. It is an older machine. I'll never forget when I bought it. I came home with it. I bought it for myself for my birthday, and my husband was just looking at me like, what are you, crazy? You spent all that money? And I think it was about 6 months later, I do have the embroidery module with it, and my mother and my sister were completely right when they said I wouldn't use it enough and that I shouldn't spend the money on it, but I did. But anyhow, about 6 months later, he came back to me. I'm just snipping off extra threads that are here. Came back to me and said, I guess it really was worth it because you use it a lot. I think I can actually show you. I don't mean to put my back to you. I'm sorry. But I'm wondering if I still have those pieces here. No, I guess I don't. I'll have to, they're unburied. I did do a whole bunch of different embroidered blocks on my machine so that I could put it together in a big quilt, but I've never finished it.
What's the pressure?
The pressure on my foot, guys, it's the standardized pressure that's on it. I've never touched it. I do have a different foot on than what you would think. I have a Teflon foot on it. See, the bottom is really, really smooth. This is great when I'm working with plastics of any sort because it just very nicely glides over the plastic.
See what size needle? What size needle again?
What did I say? I have the needles that I'm using are these. The Superior Top Stitch 12. This is an 80-12. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. Oh, Karen, it is fun to try it. I honestly don't know that I do enough of it to make it worthwhile. Maybe if I'd gotten into it more. I have a whole drawer full of just embroidery threads, which as I've gotten older, I just really like to do that kind of stuff by hand. Yesterday, when we were doing a test run, I did show a bunch of people in a hand embroidery piece that I've been working on. It's a designed by a woman by the name of Michelle Palmer. She is a fabric designer for Red Rooster Fabrics. Beautiful, natural. In fact, Tracy, can you grab the embroidery piece in the panel? Some really, really gorgeous fabrics. And she designed this for me to hand embroider, and I have been working on it. I've got a couple more pieces of it upstairs in the house, but this is the honey pot. In the bees are all raised, and so are the little forget-me-nots. So there's some real texture to it. So that's the piece that I've been working on. Schoolhouse glue. Yep, I've heard of that. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to start turning my bowl, guys. I got to get one more going here. I'm sorry, because I used that one up. This is going to be a tiny, tiny bowl. I'm telling you that right now. It's not going to be very big, but we don't need it tiny. Maybe I'll just put my Wonder Clips all in this. Are you still there, Mom? Is my mom still there? Thank you, Karen. I really love my beehive too. It was a lot of fun to embroider, and I really think it's gonna look cool in the quilt. Bye, Frida. I'm glad you were able to join us. Frida's not from the United States, right? I can't remember. She has a couple of videos where she's making binding, yeah. All right, I'm getting there, guys. This is just, fussy work. No more questions from anybody? No questions? Hi from Alaska. Hi, Pat My daughter Jackie is also from Alaska. Where in Alaska are you? My daughter is just outside of Fairbanks. I've been there a few times. If it wasn't so cold, I'd go back just because I want to see my grandbabies.
Oh, Grandma's still here.
Hi, Mom. Thank you, Mom. I'm so excited that my mom's here. Oh, how far is Wallace, whatever, I can't pronounce it, from Fairbanks, Pat? I've lost 12 people. Oh, well. I'm making this harder than what it is. Because it's really not difficult. But it's because I don't want the raw edges to show. So don't worry about raw edges and it'll go faster. It's about 45 minutes north of Anchorage. Okay, that's a ways then from Jackie. All right, so here I go. I'm going to start turning it so that it will start caving up into the bowl. So here I go. I'm going to start it. I'm going to do a little back stitch. I'm going to clip my threads. I'm going to put them in the garbage instead of on the floor. And see how I'm picking up this side of the bowl? Or this side of the base? That's all it is to make this thing rounded. That's it. That's all you do. You pick it up until it reaches the point that it's big enough, you know, or the base is big enough that you're ready to start turning it.
Somebody wants to see the infamous wedding ring quilt.
Oh, the infamous wedding ring quilt is in the house. I will, Dee Dee, I will bring it out here with me the next time I do a live one. There's like I said, there's 2 of them there. Jackie would love to see it too because she'd like it done.
Oh, mine's done.
Huh?
Mine's done.
Tracy's is done. And Lindsay's is done. But mine and Jackie's are not done. So by picking it up, I'm gonna, I think, be able to show you in just a second. By picking it up as I go around, what happens is it actually forms itself into a bowl. And what I try to do, and mind you, I said try, is, you know, the little straight line on the presser foot. I try to use that little straight line on the presser foot to be the guide between the 2 cords going together. That way my presser foot does pick it up. Okay? And you just keep turning it and turning it and turning it. And if you come across a spot, which I just did right here, where it's not connected, I'll just sew over it again, and that'll be fine. It will be, and you will never see the fact that I sewed over it again. It won't show. Which, that in itself is nice too. Here we go.
You mentioned doing embroidery tutorials later this year.
I mentioned? Yeah, I that was one of the reasons why I moved my, or got the cart for my sewing stuff, is because I really do want to start doing some embroidery stuff on here. I know a lot of people don't really get into it, but there are a few that really do, and I would like to do it for those. And I do love it. So that's another reason why I really want to do it. So I am going to do it. My biggest issue is that I have to have a different camera. I can't get any, I can't get close enough with my cameras to be able to do it. And the camera that I think I need is like $1,000. and I just don't want to spend that kind of money right now. I know it's not. I mean, it just is a lot of money to spend just so that I can tape that type of video, because my cameras, I have 2 of them right now, work really well for what I do. So that's the reason why. So what's Dee Dee nuts about? Next time I want to make a wedding ring quilt, yeah. I will tell you, Dee Dee, I loved piecing my double wedding ring together. I have 4 of them now, 2 that are completely done, and I made a king size one for my husband and myself. The kids have all got full/queen size ones. I cut them out by hand. I pieced them by hand, and I am quilting them by hand. And I loved it. I truly, truly enjoyed it. One of the problems was we got rid of my favorite chair that I sat in when I hand quilted, because it was low enough that I could just make the frame come up next to me. I have a Grace frame, and now every piece of furniture I have in my living room is too high. So I'll get through it and get it done. My poor daughter and son-in-law have begged for that quilt for years. I think they celebrated their 10th anniversary not long ago, and it's still not done. How much are the Berninas?
No, the one behind you.
How much is the Bernina behind me? I believe that she would like $5,000 or $6,000 for it, something like that. It's been completely tuned up. It is ready to go. And I do believe that if there is a decent, legitimate offer, she'll sell it. So just keep that in mind too, because it's been here for a while. You know, so I would think so. Thank you, Cindy. I try really hard. The thing is with the hand embroidery, I have to really get close to show the knots, and I just can't make it happen with the other camera. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. But when we were little girls, our next door neighbor, I'm one of 3, obviously. You've seen my other 2 sisters on here. We would go to our next door neighbors who taught us hand embroidery. She was absolutely wonderful, and we loved it. Yeah, so there's a lot of people have also asked me about my English paper piecing. Would you get the stars that are on the cutting table, Tracy? Thank heavens for my Tracy being right here. Yeah. Yeah, those. A lot of people have asked me. I finally actually took them down off my design wall. I have these stars that are English paper piecing that I did by hand, and I have contacted, there's another one. I've contacted the designer. She's actually from Australia, in trying to see if we can get the pattern here in the United States. But I just love doing this kind of thing. So that's an English paper piecing that's also a hand project. Yeah. Yeah, Sally did ask about that. Sally, I did find my pattern, and I have asked her if we can get it here in the United States. The pattern that goes with that has got some embroidery all the way around it. And as I've worked on those, I honestly don't know if I'm going to end up doing the embroidery. I may end up doing something of my own. I got to thinking the other day that I'd really love to see it where the stars looked like falling stars on a background color. So I may play around with that on my design program and see what that looks like. That would not be a quilt of the quarter though, because it is far too much. I just don't see us being able to complete it in a quarter. So that one would not be one of the quarter quilts. Like I said, the first quilt, we're in the middle of it. It's Olivia's quilt. And then the second quilt is all designed. I just really need to finish Olivia's quilt so that I can put it together. And then I'm starting, I hope, this week to work on the third quilt of the quarter. So, yep, that's what we're doing. And I'm still wrapping so that we can see this bowl come together. We're getting there. Any other questions? Thank you. I really do like the stars too. What did Casey say? Tracy?
She said that some people are watching on their smart TVs and they don't get to see the comments. So when people ask questions.
You want me to say it? Okay. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. A while back, somebody had asked me about these stars that were on my design wall. I've taken them down just because I really can't have, I didn't want something that everybody was seeing on my design wall that I couldn't easily get a hold of for them. And I'm having a hard time finding that pattern in the United States. So I need to go 22 hours in South Africa in there. Oh, it's 2,200 hours in South Africa. So Sandra has to leave us because she has to get up. Sandra, I'm hoping that we're going to do this again. If there's enough feedback that people want to, I will do it again. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you were here. I'm just so excited about this. You guys have no idea. I can actually come and work in my pajamas. Mary, I love my second chance, but I do suggestions between. Oh, I think somebody's.
How many kinds of paper piecing are there?
Oh, wait a minute, I missed that one. Okay, Margaret, where did you get your supply units behind you? I love them. These are from the Container Store, and they're actually Elfa brand. I quick popped on and did a little video on my Facebook group. They were a week or so ago now. They were on sale for 30% off, and that's when I grabbed them. They go on sale usually twice a year. They go on sale once at 30 and another time at 25%. And they come from the Container Store. And these are the ones that you design yourself, drawers. And mine are 29 inches tall. And then I have some that are, I think, probably 4 feet tall that are over behind the long arm. And those hold all of my long arm threads. So that's what those are. How many different kinds of paper piecing are there? Mm-hmm. There's really just English paper piecing. Can you hand me that? Which is where you take fabric and you wrap it around paper. Right there, hand me that. And hand me these. Yep. Here is English paper piecing. And what it is you take little, this is a different project, just like we need more, right? So these are the pieces, and what you do is you take your fabric and you put it with the paper on the wrong side, and some people glue and some people paste. Now these I glued down, you can see from the back. In these I actually hand stitched down. Okay, and what you do is you fold the fabric over just like this, and then you stitch or you glue, and then what you do is the tiniest little whip stitch. So when I'm putting them together, let's see if I can explain this. All right, I'll go back to this one right here. When I covered this one and when I went to attach it to this one, what you do is you fold it and then you whip stitch it. And then you bring it out. And then you add another piece. But this is English paper piecing. And these, can you hand me that whole stack? These are the fabrics that I have picked to do that project. My husband just came in to join us. My husband who saves us on my computer.
You hoarse yet?
No, I'm not quite hoarse. I'm getting there. I have to take a drink of water here pretty quick. So that's what English paper piecing is. Now, as for different types, I really think it's all basically the same. It's just different designers that design all kinds of different patterns to do with it. And then just like with sewing, everybody has different ways of doing things, and it's the same thing with English paper piecing.
Did you put the borders on Olivia's quilt? Did you put the borders on Olivia's quilt?
I'm not doing a border on Olivia's quilt. I decided not to do one only because I really don't. The only border that I could put on it would be a white one. And if you are going to do a border on your quilt, please, yes, please make certain that you measure it correctly, okay? You guys are spending a lot of time putting this quilt together, and I'd really hate to see you do wonky borders. It just is, yeah. So you... So anyhow, that's what it is. What you want to do is you want to come up with the measurements for the top and the bottom. You want to lay your quilt down on a flat surface, and you want to measure across the top, measure across the middle, and then measure across the bottom. Take that number, all three of those numbers, add those up and divide them by 3. That is the length of the piece that you're going to cut for your quilt. Now that's just with block borders. That's not with mitered corners. Then once you get your top and your bottom borders put on, the next thing that you're going to do is turn it sideways. You're going to again measure top, including the border, measure middle, measure bottom, divide that by 3, and that's the length that you cut that piece. Somebody asked another question.
She says, I thought EEP was only done by hand and the other method is done on a machine.
I don't have any knowledge of a machine English paper piecing at all. I've never done it by machine. The only one that I know about is that by hand. There may very well be a machine one, but I don't know about it. Okay? In the question, if I didn't say it, the question was, is there a machine English paper piecing? Somebody had heard there was a machine and a hand, and the only one that I'm aware of is the hand one. So there might be another one, but I don't know about it.
Can you suggest an English paper piecing pattern for the first time?
Yes, Sue Daly. I do suggest one. Sue Daly, and it's called Playing with Paper. Here's one of them. And Sue has put together the nicest little packages that include everything. This is, I'll show you on this one. This is the neatest little package. It has your pieces, your little paper templates. Here's the other ones. And then it also comes with 2 templates, because there's 2 different pieces on this one. 2 templates that you use to cut out your fabric, and then your directions. I actually have, Tracy, over in my little sewing box over there is a English paper piecing. It's in plastic. There's an English, oh no, it's right here, I'm sorry. There's a little handled one right in front of the rulers.
Does she list the scale?
Hmm?
Does she list the scale level?
I have this one. It's number 44. She has a playing with paper packs. And this one, again, comes in a cute little plastic container, but it's got all of your paper pieces and the templates to cut it out. And this is the piece that you would be making, just that little piece. You could use it for anything. You could do multiple ones and put it on cloth so that you have a different arrangement. But Sue Daly is from Australia, and she does beautiful work, and she has fabulous kits that are very, very easy to follow. I really like them. So, anybody else have a question? If you do 2-inch hexes, can you use 2.5-inch squares? I think it would be, you would have extra fabric. I just don't know that you need that much. I think that would be extra fabric. The mini charm packs or jelly rolls would work great. You're right, Dee Dee. They would work fantastic. Yeah. So, I'm still turning my little thing here. Here we go. And I'm hoping that you guys can see how it starts to turn. Just doing a little back stitching on mine because I'm actually going to pull it out. See how it's starting to roll into a bowl? Can you see that? And what I do is I just push at the center a little bit. And the more I keep turning it as I'm putting it underneath the presser foot, the more it's going to come up. Now, I could take it and push this down a little bit like this, and then add to here, and this would become my base. On these ones, let me dump this one out. I'm working with this one. On this one, it's the same thing. What you're doing is I sewed around the base, and then you just take it underneath your presser foot and you just keep turning it. And that's what makes it bigger. That's all there is to these. Aren't they just the cutest? So there's that. My daughter's looking at me like there's another question. I wish you could see her. She's sitting right here off camera. She said she wasn't coming on camera today. So... I know, Deb, it is a huge bruise. And you know what? I have no clue on how I did it. None at all. Yeah, my husband and I were, when we were doing this yesterday, I went, oh, great, that bruise really shows up, but good.
Will you be giving out your email and using an Android so we can send you photos of things we're making as time goes on?
I probably, my email is available. You can email me at any point in time. My email address is margaret@missmarkersquilts.com because I am a long arm quilter. And you can email me at any time. That's fine. And I would love pictures of what it is that you're working on. In the Facebook group, that's what we're going to be doing here pretty soon. And so you can, if you belong to the group, you can put them there. If you want to send them to me, email them to me. I would love to have them. And you can email me at any time. And as Lindsay just said, we don't have any Android phones. We all have iPhones. We like Apple. In fact, I had worked for years on a PC, and when I started editing the videos, I went right to a Mac because the PC just was a little difficult. And I'm fairly decent with computers. The only thing that I will say that I like on a PC better than on a Mac is the Windows Excel, or not Windows, Excel. Microsoft Excel. I truly like the Windows-based version of it better than the Mac, but that's okay. So. Yeah, there's just something about a Mac that just, it's easy for me, and we just really, we like Mac. We truly do. That's our little buddy. So we have PCs and Macs, but all of our phones are Apples. I'll pull Excel on the PC it is better. But I do have a PC laptop that I use and have kept for my bookkeeping, and so I have Excel on there still, so I can always do that. Yeah, I could dual boot it, but quite honestly, I like keeping my my books separate, and I also have a dedicated computer, which is the laptop that just does my my programs and my patterns for my long arm. We like our Mac. Now that we've done the bowl, what are we going to do if I do this again? I have no clue. Somebody's going to have to tell me what we do next, because I don't know. All right, I'm going to sew a little bit more, just so that you can see what we're doing here. Now at this point, I would definitely, where I'm at right now, I would definitely at this point stop and go back and see if I have any holes. This is kind of a nice color because you can see if there's any light through it, and there isn't. I would see if I had any holes or any spots that I missed, and I would go back over it and zigzag it. And I think you can see, and that's all you do on these bowls. You just keep right on going, doing that, and you will have a nice bowl. You really want me to do English paper piecing? Okay. That's easy, guys. That is, I'll do English paper piecing. That's fine. I can do that. That's easy. In fact, I really want to work on another one of these stars, so I can do that. Do you want me to show you how to hand baste it down, or do you want me to glue it down? I can use fabric glue, or I could do hand basting. So tell me which one you want. Yes, I've tried some others. Oh, okay. Needle turn applique. Needle turn applique, I'm going to need a different camera for. Okay, I'll do the hand basting. But the needle turn applique, that goes back to the same issue that I have with my camera. I'd need a far more powerful camera to be able to get up close to show you how to take the tip of the needle and fold it under. And I can't. Okay, my hand, which way do you use? I've actually sadly done both. I've done the hand basting and I've done the glue. I've done both of them. Okay, I'll see if I can come up with both. I have two projects going, one that's with the glue based and one that's with a hand. So I'll just show you how to put together one of each of them. Can you use a glue stick? Yeah, there's fabric glue sticks that you could use. Absolutely. Do I have one right here? I have one in I think I have one in my sale bucket over there. They're little ones, yes, I think I do. Thank you, Mary. That's really sweet of both of you. It really is. Guys, aren't you getting sick of listening to me yet? how about showing us how to do the wedding quilt? If my two daughters remind me, I will bring the wedding quilt out with me the next time I come out so that you can see it. That again is going to be, I'm hand quilting that one, so I don't know if, I think I need a closer up camera again to show you. This is the glue stick that I use to do the English paper piecing, so that you know. Bye, Mary. Thank you for joining us. No, I don't do paper piecing in the wedding ring quilt. It was not paper pieced. It was totally hand pieced. And I have templates that I use to cut out the fabric, and then I would mark where I have to draw, where I have to do my this is funny. I wish you guys could see this. If you're hearing funny noises, the studio has a metal roof on it, and we got about 18 inches of snow the other day, and it just fell off the roof just outside of just over there, and I was watching it. So back to the wedding ring quilt. My husband and I did quite a few trips to Kansas and to Colorado, and I literally hand cut out one of the wedding ring quilts on my way there and back. But I drew them all out and put markings, and then drew my stitch line and pieced them all together. So
Yeah, James said you can do a table size wedding ring.
yeah, you could do a table size wedding ring. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Bye, Mary from England. Thank you for joining us. Fons Importer. What's Fons Importer, Deb? I mean, I know who they are, but...
Glue stick.
Oh, the Fons Importer glue stick. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it will be on... Yes, this will be on YouTube later on. Yeah. Currently, what we're trying to do, you can tell I'm a little technology challenged at times, is we're trying to find a camera setup so that we can just angle straight down to what I'm working on so that you can see what I'm doing. And then as time goes on, we will also, eventually I'll invest in a better camera so that I can do the close-ups. But like I said earlier, right now I just don't have one. So... yeah. Is there anything else going on, guys? Any other questions? Nothing? Okay. I would rather not start a fund for that. I mean, at some point I will be getting one. It's just a matter of a little bit more time. I have, a couple of times almost said to Jackie, send me home your good camera and I'll send you one of mine, because my daughter does have a really nice one. But we'll get to it. I may go out and splurge for my birthday and get one, but we'll see. We're not quite there yet, but okay. Let's see. What is the clothesline? The clothesline is just plain cotton clothesline that you use to put on your clothesline to hang your clothes out to dry outside. So that's what that is, and that's the basics, or the base of these bowls. What I like about making them is when they get to the stage that this one's at, you really can start to mold it to be to any size you want. So if I wanted it really tall with just a tiny, tiny bottom, I just bring it up and it starts doing it. If I wanted it flatter, I you know, I just kind of press it down and shape it the way I want to shape it. So, I'll pull, yes, it's time to cook dinner if it's 8:15 at night. So where are you from that it's 8:15? That's 5 hours. I do actually have a GoPro camera, but the problem with the GoPro is it doesn't get close enough, number one. And number two, I can't see what I'm filming. So what happens is I have no idea if I'm in angle or in view, number one. And number two, I don't know what you've seen and what you haven't seen. So for me to try to explain to you what I'm doing gets a little bit difficult. Oh, Wales, UK. Okay, England, it's 8:15. Yeah.
Do you know the width of the clothesline?
It was 5/16, I think. I'm sorry, 3/16 was this one. You can do it with any size, so if you want to do it with a bigger one, go for it. It's just going to make your basket a little bit bigger. I've wanted to do one that's bigger, but what I want to do is just do it out of the clothesline, and I want to try dyeing it. You can dip dye it, and it's been told that that's really cute. Okay, can you tell me for Olivia's quilt, do you sew first the columns together or the rows? When I'm going to go to put Olivia's quilt together, I'm going to sew my rows across, and I'm going to put it together that way. You can do it either way you want to. You can sew and put the columns together. It's just up to how you want to do it. I'm doing it. I'm going to do my rows and then sew my rows together into columns. So, yeah, my 4 patches. I'll show you my drawer, guys. I can do that. This is my Olivia drawer, and this is all of the Olivia quilt all in here. There's quite a bit of it up on the wall already, but this is what I'm working with, and what I'm doing is really weird because I'm putting my blocks together in 2s, and then I'm putting it up on the wall, and then doing it that way. I'm not putting them all 1 block at a time up on the wall. I'm putting them up in groups of 2. Never done it before, but I wanted to give it a try and see what happened with it. So this is another reason why I like this Elfa, because I can just put my whole project right in there and then pull it out when I'm working on it. I tend to pull the drawer out that's right here, and I can set it right on that. So, another project could be a wall or a baby quilt with machine quilting. I don't know about the others, but I have problems with machine quilting. I can show you how to machine quilt, but I would probably be showing you just the basics of stitch in the ditch. I do sew just about every single thing when I'm quilting on my long arm. I could show you how I measure to do like cross stitching, you know, the squares that are done on the diagonal. I could do that. Do I ever have an issue with moss? No, I don't. I've never had an issue. Lindsay says she knows a little baby who could use a quilt. She had a little baby in November he's not very little anymore. He's quite big. I'm sorry, Therese. It will be up later, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. What was I saying? Oh, the moss. I've never had a problem with it. I can't help you. I just haven't had an issue. Try sticking wherever you do put your quilts. I've heard cedar chips. Put those in there to keep the moss out. Okay, so cross hatching would be fine. Then I can show you cross hatching because that's really, I can do that very easily on my Bernina. In fact, I've done it. I'm looking for another attachment. I've done it a couple of different ways. I have this little attachment. Can you see it? That goes on my Bernina. And what you do is you put it through the back of your foot. See my foot? It's got a little screw back there. Whoops. And you put it through the back and you line it up to however wide you want your stitches to be, the width you want them apart. And then you just use this as your guide. I've used blue painter's tape as a guide. There's a lot of things you could do. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Somebody said, just wanted you to know how much we appreciate you. Thank you. I'd love to pronounce your name, but I'm afraid I'm going to just butcher the daylights out of it. Can you show us how to mark a quilt to quilt? Yes, I can. I absolutely can. I hope my daughters are writing down these ones. What foot is this one? This is the number 37. I just pulled it out of my stash that's in the back. This can be attached to a lot of different things. It can go on a walking foot, and that's what I have used it with the most when I go to do any kind of cross hatching on my domestic machine. Is you just take it and you feed it through there, and then you can line it right up. So that's what that is. I did group. Oh, Suzanne said she did groups of 2, but she ran out of room on the floor. And then the dog decided to rearrange it. Believe it or not, Suzanne, I have a huge design wall, and I ran out of room on mine. I should learn how to make twin quilts or lap quilts instead of always these queen size quilts. So our animals, when I have a quilt on the floor, my dogs don't come in the studio because they just destroy it. One time I had to take a quilt down to my best friend's. My best friend lives 5 doors down. And I took my quilt down there, and we took all of the furniture out of her sunroom so that I could lay the quilt out. So I know what that feels like, not having enough room. So where do I live? I live in upstate New York. I live east of Rochester and north of Syracuse. I'm very close to Lake Ontario. Very, very close. Yeah, I am still here, Deb. And this talking is a little bit, I'm getting tired. Yes, our furry pets do love to add their input. I have right below me the live chat going so that I can see what you guys are saying, and I catch some of them. I don't catch all of them. So, any more questions? Because if there aren't any more, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, Shelly's cat sits behind her machine and pulls the fabric out. That could be really good, Shelly, if you're working on something that's tough to get through the machine. Yes, the drawers behind me are fantastic. I really, really like them. I'm not sure if our next chat is going to be next Sunday. It may have to wait another Sunday, but I will definitely post something on both Facebook and on YouTube so that you can do it. If you haven't already signed up for my newsletter, if you go out to www.missmarkersquilts.com, you can sign up for my newsletter there, and I will start making announcements there when I'm going to do on live so that you guys know. And the question on my shop, the shop isn't really 100% open to the public. I do ask that people make an appointment to come, only because I never know if I'm in the middle of filming or what's going on. And I do have an alarm system so that I know when somebody comes into the driveway, and it just creates kind of havoc when I'm in the middle of filming. So that's, yeah, we do ask that you please make an appointment when you do. So, for a cup of tea. Good night, Kay. Have a great night. Yes. Oh, wow. Deb is here from San Francisco Bay Area in California. So the drawers, Helga, are from the Container Store, and they are Elfa drawers that you design yourself. So, all right. If anybody has any other questions that I did not, hi from Southampton, England. Wow. If anybody else has questions that I didn't get answered, please feel free to email me. Pop on over to the Facebook group. It's also called Margaret Leuwen Quilting, and make sure that you join us, okay? Thanks so much, and I will see you guys again really soon. Have a great Sunday. Bye.